Sweet results await if you decide to move forward. That's a pretty good card to have in this particular position. Can't say that it's not. That's pretty awesome. Hello, welcome to Soul Whispers with 𝗪𝗁. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If this is your message, you're going to feel it deep within you because it is so led. So if you're fighting with the story in any sort of way, please leave it behind for the soul that it's meant to find. May love hold you, may truth guide you, and may you be released from what is not yours. And so it is. If that was enough for you and that's all your soul needed for confirmation, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel on your way out. And I just thank you for being here with me. If you want to dive a little bit more into this season or story, Soul Whisper, follow me and we'll get into it. So let's see what season you're moving through or currently in. Isn't that interesting? We have wasp spirit. So it's interesting that if you move with the change, you become the bee spirit, but you're actually in the season of the wasp. All right, what does this say? Sometimes life stings. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so it would appear, I think you're in a liminal space. So this number 64 reduces down to 10. Well, technically 1, I suppose, but it adds up to 10, and 10 is a liminal space for me. To me, that means something has ended and we're in the space in between where the thing has ended, but the new thing has not begun yet. Okay. So we're kind of in limbo. And I do feel as though this was a stinger. This ending stung quite a bit. So we're going to see where we're going with this. Let's see what we're moving away from. And we have Sandpiper Spirit. Be playful. Interesting. I don't know why you would be moving away from being playful. It's interesting because what I'm gathering from this is you want to move into harmony and not so much playful or humor. That's hard for me to understand, if I'm being honest, because I love humor. So I'm like, why would you move away from that? I do understand that. Well, let's get in more into it because now I'm interested. You caught my attention. Your soul whisper caught my attention. All right, let's see here. What are we moving toward? We have butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. So obviously there is a big change happening. We already talked about that I already said like that end has happened. So it feels like you're currently like in the cocoon with the butterfly. You are going through the changes. And I think this is why you're in the liminal space where you're not that new thing yet, but you're also not the old thing either. So I feel like you're moving more towards this transformation. Yeah, I'm hoping at some point we do get some clarity, or I'll have to pull more cards, because I'm really curious why you would be moving away from playful. Now, I will say there are some messages that at times they ring more resonant for the person hearing the message than they do for me delivering it, because it doesn't make sense to me, whereas someone who this message is for would understand tremendously why they have to move away from being playful. Okay, so again, it's your soul whispers, not mine. So take whatever resonates for you. All right. The purpose of this current season is to learn or experience, and we have the moth, and we have surrender now. I think you need to see something clearly. Yeah. The reason I'm saying this is because when we talk about the moth, like moths are attracted to light, right? So in a way, it's almost like they're attracted to truth, to seeing the truth. And there's something in this current season of life that is meant to teach you some sort of truth. And it's in truth in relation. I feel like it has to do with this being playful, or, moving away from being playful. I wonder if it's just like a more mature approach, or maybe even finding balance and not just being all playful. Okay, and there's now more is kind of coming through here. We're getting some cracks coming through. Okay, because now I'm starting to feel that the playfulness can be an illusion. Whereas like, well, I just want to make it fun. And it's not that that's not true. It's also not even that that's a bad thing or that it wouldn't be beneficial. But there's something here about really understanding if you're like, well, that doesn't sound like fun, versus I'm scared. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. So I'm just going to use this as an excuse. So it almost seems more like a cop-out than it actually is you being playful and you actually like laughing. All right. And so you are being asked to embody, and we have a swan spirit. Time for a deep dive. Well, that kind of just goes with what I was talking about. It's like you're meant to embody who you really are at an energetic level. So, and if you've been here long enough, you'll understand this, but the more people and outside energetic influences, mental, spiritual, and even physical energetic influences change our constructs. They change our reality because we create mental systems out of the experiences and the energies of the people around us. So with all of that said, I feel like the deep dive is embodying who you are without everybody else's mental construct. Like, what do you do naturally? And how do you use that as a benefit to yourself? So this is why I feel like, yeah, maybe it stings, because maybe you're fighting something that you do not like about yourself. But when you see it clearly, like the moth to the light, when you look at it a little bit more closely, you might see how, yeah, this could be a negative thing if you say, don't find moderation with it, or whatever the case may be, but that you could also see the positive side. Because the universal law of polarity says that both things exist in the same energetic space. So I believe that you're meant to see both sides of that spectrum, to see, again, who you are deep down without any other attachments to outside energetic influences. We've already talked about that, but I mean, that how cool is this card coming out for you as what you're going to experience when, or if you do not resist this change. Okay, if you don't resist digging deep, if you don't resist, okay, is this humor actually me, or is this a defense mechanism that I use? And the defense that may be like, yes, this is me, and that is the defense mechanism I use. Now, how could I utilize that? And where are my blind spots with this? How has this hurt me? And how can it help me? Okay, it's like being fully transparent with who you are and what you are. And then having that sweet results await. Well, of course it does. Because when you learn how to utilize yourself at all levels, it's going to bring you sweeter results. If you resist this change, you will experience, we have snake spirit, time to heal. I just, things are going to sting a little bit more. Okay. And like the venom, it might take longer for you to heal. It's not that you won't. Okay. But if you don't move with this, if you don't move towards the light of seeing kind of the truth of who you are, you're going to continually get stung and have to heal it and move through it. Again, not to say that you won't get on the other side. I'm also noticing the double fives with this, which fives to me represent a change. And then you have that 10, right, with the 5. So there's a big change in a liminal space, and I feel like that's what's going to continually happen. But the big changes aren't going to feel great. It's going to feel like that sting, but it will still get you where your soul's trying to get you. Again, it's just a matter of, do you want to experience, well, isn't it kind of funny? Both of these guys have venom. And they're both kind of like sting you. But this one, it's like, yeah, it may sting, but we also have honey to go with it. Not that I'm downing snakes, but they don't have like sweetness. They don't have that honey. I'm sure there is some sort of sweetness I'm just not aware of as it relates to them. But that's neither here nor there for this particular video. Right now would be helpful to dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. Yeah. Be kind to yourself, but still look at yourself. Like, I don't like this. But then just, again, dive into what you don't like about it. But also you have to learn to see, I may not like this, but what is the benefit of it? And the likelihood is the reason you think you don't like it is based on somebody else's perception of someone who may have used that same characteristic, but not with the highest light and highest vibration. For example, take the word manipulation. That's not a inherently bad name or energy, because manipulating is literally just changing something, like manipulating it, shaping it. And so it's like, depending on how you're changing it, that could be a benefit. Well, actually, it could be both, right? It could both be a benefit and a detriment at the same time. But again, it's like really being able to look at the whole picture, because as much as you may not like that characteristic, there is some good in it. And you just have to learn how to utilize it in a way that feels good, right, and true for yourself. And if you're a little bit gentler with yourself as you move through this, it will help you with that sweet results, right? With more ease, grace, and flow. The mindset that will support you through this season, we have, ant spirit, time to collaborate. I almost wonder if you're having a hard time with seeing the particular characteristic as a way to make it positive, then I would either collaborate in some sort of way. That's what I feel like this card is for. But it's not, it's like, I feel like it's just find more information. Find somebody that you like who's using that same characteristic, but in a way that you admire, in a way that you have reverence for. Because that will change the way that you feel about it when you can, someone can reflect back to you the way that your soul wants that particular characteristic expressed, right? Your kind of tone to that. And then finally, you will experience chameleon spirit when you're on the right path. Okay, and we have that act as if. I feel like chameleon, what's coming through with this is like, you'll just change. Like, you are going to find that you're just going to change when you know you're on the right path. Like how their colors will just change when they enter a different environment. And I feel like when you're on the right path, you'll know because you're allowing yourself to change. If you don't allow the change, like what's coming through is, what if this chameleon was like upset with himself because he can never stay the same color. He's always changing his colors, and he can't be like everybody else and just stay the same. Why do I always have to change? But for him, it works to his benefit, right? Because there are different benefits of being able to blend in, right? It's a protection for him. So I feel when you are on the right path, you're going to start seeing yourself within that type of a characteristic, where the characteristic that you used to hate, you're going to start seeing how it's actually beneficial in your life and how to use it in a way that is beneficial, that is more beneficial. And I feel like, again, those sweet results are going to come from that, because you're going to find how to use your energy in the best way possible. If this whisper supported you and you'd like to support me back, my Venmo and PayPal are located in the description. If you'd like to support me in a free way, liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel help me, and I really appreciate your support. Until the next whisper, my friends.